This year is gonna be a whole different year. You're either the person AI replaces or the person using AI to replace 10 other people. And no, I'm not gonna give you the Instagram guru BS list of go learn Canva, go learn Excel. No, I'm gonna give you the actual skills you need to be a person of value this year. Not last year, not the past 3 or 4, 5 years ago, this year. So without further ado, let's get straight into it. The first skill you need to learn to become a person of value in 2025 is AI prompt engineering. If only you knew the true power of AI. I mean, it's projected in the next 2 to 3 decades from now. Billion-dollar companies will be run by a single person. And guess who will be the backbone of those companies? AI. But all this starts by understanding the specific AI to use for specific AI cases. I'm sure we are all familiar with ChatGPT. It's basically a household name right now. But what if I told you ChatGPT is not the best AI for specific use cases? A common example is with OpenAI, who happen to own ChatGPT and DALL-E, both arguably the best in their fields. ChatGPT, with the development of ChatGPT 5, best for deep reasoning and research, while DALL-E is best for image generation. But just knowing the specific AI to use for specific use cases is simply not enough. You need to learn prompt skill structuring, which will help you get the most out of each prompt. They are basically broken into three. There's chain of thought prompting, there's role-based prompting, and there's few shot prompting. Chain of thought prompting. This is basically a prompting technique which allows your AI to understand you want it to break its thinking procedures explicitly, meaning it breaking it into step-by-step actionables, making it easier for it to understand and making it easier for it to carry out the step-by-step actionables. Instead of me trying to give you the example between ordinary and chain of thought prompting, I will show you. Now an example is, how do I improve my time management? That's a simple prompt. Now, chain of thought prompt, we have ChatGPT open over here. Chain of thought prompt will be something like, notice any difference? In the first prompt, you just gave it a simple, ordinary prompt. How do I improve my time management skills? While in this prompt, you told it you want actionable steps. You told it to consider habits, consider tools and mental approaches in which it can help you maintain and organize your time management skills. Do you think the ordinary prompt and this prompt will be the same? No, you can see what it gave compared to the ordinary prompt. The next prompting technique is role-based prompting technique. This is basically telling the AI you're using to enter a role of expertise, thereby shaping its approach and how it helps you tackle that problem you have. In a quick example is, rather than saying, how do I increase health and longevity? You'll be like, you're a world-class health consultant. I want you to give me step actionables on how I can improve my health with weekly goals, and also create a log in which I can impute all my data and track my goals. Now, you have optimized that AI to go into an area of expertise of health, thereby approaching and tackling that problem in a whole new light, which is better for you as a consumer. Last but not least, future prompting. Think of it like training your AI to know the exact style, tone, and detail you expect from the prompt by giving it quick examples, then letting it finish the job. And yet, someone will watch this video and go, oh, cool, bro. AI can create images, they can do deep research, they can do voiceovers, they can make music. So what? You don't get the bigger picture. Do you know that some e-commerce stores are using AI for automations? And no, I don't mean full automations, but AI takes care of the draining, low cognitive needing tasks like follow-up messages, sales scripts, all those things, while the owners actually focus on things that can help them grow their e-commerce stores like inventory, collaboration deals, and so on. The second skill you need to learn to become a person of value in 2025 is sales. which I personally call the base skill of every high income person. To be a formidable player in the sales game, you need to understand that there are different kind of psychologies to sales, and they are broken into different components. First, being buyer motivation, cause for every do there is a why. If you as a seller is able to tap into your audience's why, you will be able to navigate your trial and error stage with ease and find your winning method. Thereby, you'll be able to land bigger deals. Does it mean you won't have bad days? Hell no. It gets harder and harder as you go up into selling more high ticket sales. But because of your experience paired with your winning method and your buyer motivation, you will always have higher success rates. Now, I'm sure you're wondering these buyer motivations. It's no other than FTSC, meaning fear, time, status, and convenience. All these buyer motivations have their special industries in which they specialize in, and they also have their emotional hooks over logic, which help your prospects buy. Fear. This buyer motivation specializes in industries like insurance, health, antivirus softwares, and their emotional hook is do not wait until it's late, thereby giving your clients the push they need into buying. While at the time buyer motivation, they specialize in industries like the meal delivery services, express shipping, or tools that save your time. And their emotional hooks is get in 10 minutes what used to take you 3 hours. While the status psychology, run by luxury brands, premium membership, and exclusive tech industries, and is dominated by the fixed scarcity playbook. And their emotional hooks are usually join the top 1%. But to be honest, it's just all marketing strategies. Or the convenience psychology, which works best in e-commerce stores, automation tools like Zapier, or done for you services like REM Media, which I own. We specialize with real estate companies. We understand that it is not easy having to handle the stress of you thinking of new properties of development, also running your team, also thinking of employment, and then with the coupled with the stress of thinking of how to upload content to generate leads on social media platforms like Facebook and Instagram. That's where we come in. You are just one DM or one call away from working with an agency specializes in lead generation, SEO optimization, and cost cheaper than having a full onboard team that won't deliver what we deliver. I will leave a link in the description of my direct DM link so that we can start lead generations and site traffic to your website today. Alright, with all that aside, let's get back to the video. For the convenience psychology, their emotional hooks are we get everything done for you so you don't have to, like REM Media with real estate companies. Now, obviously, the selling game has changed significantly from the back days. We have had 3 major eras. First being the door-to-door and face-to-face selling, very time-consuming, low conversion rates, and often depended on word of mouth and your reputation, thereby having a high barrier of entry, and those who were new to the selling game had it very tough to build a reputation and sell effectively. The second era being the social media content marketing era, where the world saw the rise of SMMAs, which use Facebook ads to generate leads, carry out SEO optimizations, and site traffics. Now, the present and emerging era of 2025, the AI augmented and hyper-personalized era. I personally call it the opportunists era because the barrier of entry of any field in the online space gone. You do not need to create a single content, just prompt it. No need to send any emails, just automate it. No need to even do business brainstorming. That too is also done for you. The only barrier of entry, it is you and your limiting beliefs. Plus, you do not have anything to lose. You only have everything to gain. So let's advance from the base skill of every high income person to the real $1,000,000 skill that's behind million, billion, $1,000,000,000 companies. Problem identification. I'm sure you're confused. How is problem identification the main skill behind all these Fortune 500 companies? All these fast-paced companies started by providing a proper solution to a projected or present-day problem. Take Elon for example, providing a proper solution to the problem of global warming via carb emissions from petrol cars. Or was it Jeff Bezos who provided the solution of limited access to a variety of books? The list goes on. Netflix, Airbnb, Apple, all these companies started by providing a solution to a present day or projected problem. And this skill shouldn't be something that should be put on a pedestal because anyone can learn it. In fact, I want to give you a 1-week challenge. Find things that cause friction in your life time and time again. Get a go around or find a solution. teach it to someone for free. Then on day 2 of your 1 week challenge, get a journal. Anytime you have a complaint or your friend or family has a complaint, write it down, get a solution for that problem, and then charge them a little commission to get the solution for their problem. Then if you do this for 1 week, you will start to understand I do not need to be a guru or someone that went through a training to have problem identification skills. With this mindset, you'll be able to talk to business owners and find things that cause friction and reduce efficiency in their businesses, provide a solution, charge them for it, and then you can scale from there and build your personal brand on that. And when you're ready to go large scale and service multiple people all around the world, you can use Ready Deep Dive for deep research, Google Trends to test its popularity on Google, and Product Hunt, a software which shows the winning products and services working right now in the world. Once you find the products that piques your interest, you need to validate it. Now, this is where most people get it wrong. And I don't blame you most of the times because that's what your gurus say. Build an MVP, the most basic version of the product. No, rather than building an MVP and burning through cash flow that you're not willing to risk, use crowdfunding methods where you will show people a prototype of what you want to build. You can use Figma and Balsamic to make the prototypes. And then if they see future of that product, they will invest before the product is created. Then you can use to validate if the product will actually gain traction in the market rather than burning through money that you are not willing to risk. Now, the best places to find people or prospects who will your product is finding content creators or influencers or organizers who specialize in your kind of niche and ask for a collaboration deal where maybe for every client you get, you give them 2% of the commission you get. Thereby, you being able to showcase your product. The next skill you need to learn to be a person of value in 2025 is learning how to distinguish the signals from the noise. This skill does not just only work in leadership, but works in different spheres of life, ranging from your studies to self-development to even your employment. Whatever you do, it's broken into these two, the signals and the noise. The signals are basically things you do which help propel you closer to your goal achievement, while the noise are things you do which, rather than propelling you closer to your goals, it extends the time it takes you to reach your goals. For time management, you should use the 5-25 rule. Do 5, ignore 25. Also pair that with the anti-to-do list. Track all those things you avoided. These two methods are especially used by the world's most popular investor who made more money from his Coca-Cola investments than Coca-Cola themselves. Now, to get the most out of your deep work, you need to learn how to block time like a CEO. For me, example, when I want to get into deep work, everything I need to do is on my system, so I do not need to interact with my phone. In fact, it's in another whole room while I'm doing my deep work. And if you really need to use your phone, let me give you some tips. Like for me on my WhatsApp, I lock all my chats and mute them. So only the important ones that I unmute. So only the important information I get to receive, while the others are in my locked chat. And only when I'm ready and free, that's when I get into those messages. While for my Instagram and Facebook and other socials, I just put on DND because most of them are on my system. So I do not need to interact with those platforms. The last skill you need to learn to be a person of value in 2025 is learning how to build leverage. Building leverage has three components. The first being learning to build distribution channels. This thrives off having an existing audience or building an audience from scratch because your audience gives you an unfair leverage over your competition in that space. In my previous video on the power of a personal brand, I covered a segment of this. You can go check that out after this video. Building a distribution channel has never been easier. It doesn't have to be you using your YouTube channel or having an existing audience via YouTube channel. You can try via email listings where you have a list of email of prospects and you can contact them one by one. Now, automating it with Zapier, making it easier. You don't have to go through all those messages at once. You just have to automate it, put in the message, and then put in the recipient, and then your recipient will get your mail, your messages, whatever it is, within minutes. Now, the second component of learning how to build leverage is learning how to create SOPs, standard operating procedures, because as you grow, obviously you need to onboard new staff or employees, and it is very time consuming to keep them and try to teach them step by step. So you drafting standard operating procedures for your day-to-day tasks, it's easier for you to copy it and just send it to them, maybe pair with a Loom Looms are videos where you can do tutorials and teach people how to do things without you presently being there. Then paired with a loom, it is easier for your new employee to be able to understand the inner workings of your business, thereby saving time and increasing efficiency. The third component is learning to build or use capital: money, time, attention, people. These are all assets, and the better you manage them, the better the value they bring. Because you need to understand you cannot scale alone. Whether it be getting help from finances, your network, your socials, or even your team, that is the true formula to scaling at a pace you couldn't even imagine. In 2025, skills aren't just about doing, they're about thinking better, working smarter, and compounding faster. Pick just one and go deep for the next 30 days. Document everything you learn and teach it to someone. This is how you value stack and stand out. Now, if this video was helpful, comment what skill you will learn first, and don't forget to like and subscribe. Truly so much content coming your way, and I'll see you on the other side.